Togo, Amnesty International rejects conviction of journalists Ferdinand and Isidore in a press release made public this 17th of March, 2023. Amnesty International demands a pure and simple annulment of the heavy convictions pronounced by the Togolese justice against journalists Ferdinand AYITE and Isidore KOUWONOU. Here's what its contents. On the 15th of March, the Lomé Court of First Instance sentenced Isidore KOUWONOU, editor-in-chief of the biweekly magazine L'Alternative, and Ferdinand AYITE, publication director of the same newspaper, to 3 years in prison and a fine of 3 million CFA francs, for outrages against the representatives of the authority public and dissemination of false information, as confirmed by their lawyer at Amnesty International. Isidore KOUWONOU, Ferdinand AYITE, as well as Joel Vignaniga, publishing director of the newspaper Fraternité, had in a show called The Other Journal, broadcasted on the 30th of November, 2021, described two ministers of the Togolese government as fake guys, thieves, corrupts, embezzlers of the money of the United Nations country, as indicated in the citation to compare, consulted by the organization. Amnesty International recalls that, according to the principles of international human rights law, offenses of outrage and falsehood, if characterized, should not be subject to jail time. An international arrest warrant has been issued against the two convicted out of the country at the time of the trial. Amnesty International calls on countries that would be concerned by this arrest warrant not to execute it due to the high risk of arbitrary detention. Ferdinand AYITE and Joel Vignaniga were arrested for these offences on the 9th and 10th of December, 2021. They were released on provisional release on the 31st of December of the same year. Isidore KOUWONOU, who had not been detained, had been placed under judicial control, banned from leaving Lomé, the capital of Togo. Joel passed away on the 6th of March, 2022. If the press code enacted in 2004 had decriminalized press offences, the 2020 code excludes social networks, exposing authors of online publications to jail sentences. Amnesty calls on the Togolese authorities to protect freedom of expression and freedom of information, in accordance with the Constitution and the international human rights protection instruments ratified by Togo, by decriminalizing all crimes of opinion whatever their means of dissemination. The organization invites the authorities to revise the press code and the law number 2019-009 on internal security, which restrict the freedom of expression and the press under certain conditions to allow journalists to practice their jobs in serenity.